Chapter 17. They raised me up into a certain place, where there was the appearance of a burning fire, and when they pleased, they assumed the likeness of men. They carried me to a lofty spot, to a mountain, the top of which reached to heaven. And I beheld the receptacles of light and of thunder at the extremities of the place, where it was deepest. There was a bow of fire, and arrows in their quiver, a sword of fire, and every species of lightning. Then they elevated me to a babbling stream, and to a fire in the west, which received all the setting of the sun. I came to a river of fire, which flowed like water, and emptied itself into the great sea, westwards. I saw every large river, until I arrived at the great darkness. I went to where all of flesh migrate, and I beheld the mountains of the gloom, which constitutes winter, and the place from which issues the water, in every abyss. I saw also the mouths of all the rivers in the world, and the mouths of the deep. Chapter 18. I then surveyed the receptacles of all the winds, perceiving that they contributed to adorn the whole creation, and to preserve the foundation of the earth. I surveyed the stone which supports the corners of the earth. I also beheld the four winds, which bear up the earth, and the firmament of heaven. And I beheld the winds occupying the exalted sky, arising in the midst of heaven and of earth, and constituting the pillars of heaven. I saw the winds, which turn the sky, which cause the orb of the sun and of all the stars to set, and over the earth I saw the winds, which support the clouds. I saw the paths of the angels. I perceived, at the extremity of the earth, the firmament of heaven, above it. Then I passed on, towards the south, where burnt, both by day and night, 6 mountains, formed of glorious stones, 3 towards the east, and 3 towards the south. Those which were towards the east were of a variegated stone, one of which was of margarite, and another of antimony. Those towards the south were of a red stone. The middle one reached to heaven, like the throne of God. A throne composed of alabaster, the top of which was of sapphire. I saw too a blazing fire hanging over one of the mountains. And there I saw a place on the other side of an extended territory, where waters were collected. I likewise beheld terrestrial fountains deep in the fiery columns of heaven. And in the columns of heaven I beheld fires, which descended without number, but neither on high, nor into the deep, over these fountains. Also I perceived a place which had neither the firmament of heaven above it, nor the solid ground underneath it. Neither was there water above it, nor anything on wing, but the spot was desolate. And there I beheld 7 stars, like great blazing mountains, and like spirits, entreating me. Then the angel said, "This place, until the consummation of heaven and earth, will be the prison of the stars and the host of heaven. The stars, which roll over fire, are those which transgressed the commandment of God before their time arrived." Chapter 19. Then Uriel said,
"Hear the angels who cohabited with women. appointed their leaders, and being numerous in appearance made men profane, and caused them to err, so that they sacrificed to devils as to gods for in the great day. There shall be a judgment with which they shall be judged, until they are consumed, and their wives also shall be judged who led astray, the angels of heaven, that they might salute them.
And I, Enoch, I alone, saw the likeness of the end of all things, nor did any human being see it, as I saw it. Chapter 20. These are the names of the angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels, who presides over clamor and terror. Raphael, one of the holy angels, who presides over the spirits of men. Raguel, one of the holy angels, who inflicts punishment on the world and the luminaries. Michael, one of the holy angels, who, presiding over human virtue, commands the nations. Serachiel, one of the holy angels, who presides over the spirits of the children of men that transgress. Gabriel, one of the holy angels, who presides over Ekasat, over paradise, and over the cherubim.